Okay, we've had some good news on soccer tonight. We watched it live, in fact, that shootout. But let's get to what we all love to discuss, cricket. And we're joined by two of the greatest minds in cricket, especially Test cricket, Tiger Pataudi and Sourav Ganguly. Thanks very much for joining us. Tell us, are we now seeing the end of Australia's dominance in world cricket? Is this the beginning of the end?
No, I don't think so. I think this is a sort of natural decline that one gets after, you've been at the top for a long time. Australian domestic cricket is still very strong. The players are very competitive. And I think, the retirement of several world-class players at about the same time, it will take a while for the second rung to come up. But it was an exceptional team 2 years ago. Perhaps it will take a little longer than just a little while.
Okay. I mean, most people almost are hoping it's the end of Australia. But what do you see? Do you think this, we saw this terrible loss of Australia in the Ashes. Do you think it's because of their captaincy, because of Ponting?
Well, I think it's a bit unfair because I think you can only be as good as your team. And there is a theory going around, of course, that Australia is not quite as hungry as it used to be, but I don't really subscribe to it. I think you'll find that Ponting did as well as he could with the kind of side he had, which was highly inexperienced. And I think that they will get better and better.
So Ponting isn't quite as good as Tiger as captain, right?
Well, if I had the side that Steve Waugh had, for instance, I would have been a very good captain.
No, you were a great captain. Sourav, don't you think, wasn't Tiger a great captain? But more than that, do you think we're seeing the beginning of the end of Australia at the top of world cricket? They're number 4 in Test right now.
Yes, I believe so. In year 2003, when we played so well in Australia, had made this statement that once McGrath, Vaughan and all these people retire, we'll have to wait and see how Australia recovers. And I pretty agree at this stage that they're not the same force, and they will take a little bit of time to get back to what they were, probably much longer than what we think, because to get players of the ability of Vaughan, McGrath, Gilchrist, Hayden, it's not easy. It's not easy. They will get better than what they have performed in the Ashes, but they will take some time to reach the heights they have reached in the years before this.
And what do you think of Ponting as captain, Sourav? Do you think he's great, average, bad? What do you think of Ponting?
I think he's done wonderfully as a captain. I've always mentioned that a captain is as good as his team, and you can see that with Ricky. Before this year, he wouldn't have lost a cricket match, and for the last 1 year, he's lost in Australia, he's lost in India, he's lost in England now. So it just confirms to me that the captain is as good as his team, and I'm sure once he gets the right bunch of players, Australia will start winning again.
Okay, now every one of us have different theories about who the best cricketers in the world today. So Sourav, I'm going to ask you, since you're the real expert, to tell us who, in your opinion, are the best cricketers in the world today. First of all, let's go with batsmen. Who are the world's best and second best batsmen?
At the present moment, for me, as the world's best batsman, there would be a very close battle between Sachin and Kevin Peterson. Obviously, my vote will always go for Sachin, and obviously that looks after the one who comes second.
Right, and Tiger Pataudi, in terms of the top players, it is a turning point with so many people with injuries, particularly bowlers. But according to you, who are the top batsmen in the world today?
Well, I think, in Test matches, I would still go for Ponting and Tendulkar. But it's a strange game, It's about the only team game, where 3 versions are played seriously at an international level. And they're all slightly different versions. So you get the T20 players, and the Australians haven't taken to it too well. But in Test matches, I'd say Ponting. And in one-day matches or 20-over matches, you can take a lot of people who can hit the ball hard. As far as the bowling is concerned, I think you were right, Dr. Roy, because there's a shortage of bowling. Even those exceptional bowlers like Brett Lee and Zahir Khan are not fit. So one doesn't really know, apart from Muralidharan, if there is a world-class bowler around.
Tuba.com